Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's a trade of the day, Monday night Zoom edition, and we had a crazy week last week. Lots of mischief, accusations, lawsuits from the SEC causing all kinds of problems. And the chain reaction of that is that some coins were delisted. Obviously, people freaked out and sold Matic and Solana and Cardano, despite the fact that none of the technology changed whatsoever. And, so we kind of cleared out some of the people not as committed. Unfortunately, among those not as committed were some large institutions. So they dumped crypto on Friday night after my Friday afternoon Zoom call, and that was no fun. Let's take a look at that. Okay, ordinarily we'd be looking at a Bitcoin day chart, but today we are looking at a Bitcoin hour chart. You guys see that okay? I'll assume that's a yes. So this is what happened on Friday night, right around 9 o'clock Pacific. We got this dump, about 3% on Bitcoin. This is quite a bit worse on the altcoins. They lost between 10 and 20% value. Bitcoin and some of the stronger, OGs, Ethereum, and those came back and gained most of it the next night. Lost some on Sunday, kind of going sideways now. But from Friday night, at least on Bitcoin, we're down 1.5%. Again, the altcoins are worse. Overall, on the day chart, trending down a little bit. We were going mostly sideways between 26 and 28. We dipped below 26 here, 25.9 at the moment. And we're, yeah, not a whole lot happened today. Actually, I'm not sure if the kind of lost track is when TradingView changes their charts to reflect the next day. But if that happens at 4 p.m. Pacific, then no, it's a 5% move. That wouldn't have happened yet. So I think we've got 1 hour left in the trading day before these switch over. So some of these alts actually had a nice day today. Alice up 5%, Aave up, ARPA. You can, if you have TradingView lists, you can sort them by the change amount and see what's hot for the day. And this is something I do in addition to what I'm about to show you in Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro. Selena's been pumping like crazy
CJ,
lately.
you're talking about a bunch of coins, but what should we be looking at right now?
Well, we're going to go over that. You jumped the gun a
Oh,
little
okay.
bit there, Frankie. So we're going to use Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro to find some coins to trade. But not everybody on this call are in those. I get some people over from Carbon who aren't in Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro. So what I wanted to show you is if you have a list of coins that you like that you created, you can just sort by the change percent and find what's hot and what's not. So that's one free way to do it. You can also use Crypto Bubble, Crypto Potato, CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. Those are other free sources that you can sort of the same as this and see what's happening for the day. Now, iCoinPro and Altcoin Alert are
CJ,
looking to predict.
CJ,
Yes.
you're showing your carbon screen, I believe.
Okay. No, is nobody
That was
seeing
what
my
I was
Bitcoin
talking
chart?
about. No, it's an Ethereum chart.
Ethereum. You
You have
sure?
Ethereum on carbon.
Yeah, you're showing your carbon account. That's all
Yeah,
we
you
can
are.
see.
What? All right. Well, thanks for letting me know. That's why I ask. Um, let's try that again. Okay. Are you seeing my Bitcoin chart now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay. So usually Craig or somebody like that answers right away when I say, are you seeing my Bitcoin chart? And so the
I
one
tried
time,
to.
so if some of my chattier members aren't here, then I need some of you, say medium chatty members to speak up when I ask that. So, but that's my bad. I obviously selected the wrong the wrong window. It's a downside of having 5, 10, 12 windows open at one time and being on a Zoom call. All right, well, sorry, folks. Where were we? Bitcoin. Yeah, I guess I didn't necessarily need to show on the chart what I was talking about, but I'm a little off. So that's Bitcoin, Ethereum. That's the day chart. You guys should be seeing that. And dipped kind of hard. Okay, this is the day chart. So this is Saturday and Friday and Saturday. So that's the same time when that big dump happened. So it lost about 4%. And it was trading between 17 and 1800. Actually, between 1800 and 1900. And now it's dipped below 1800 to the mid 1700s. So, like I said, the technology has not changed. And so this is a situation where if you're doing, my call is mostly a day trading call, but if you do some short-term, medium-term, long-term swing trading and buy and holding, this could be a good chance to buy the dip. Okay, well, that's about all I have to say about the markets overall. Any questions or comments about that before we look at our sources, see if we can find some coins to trade? Okay, Frankie wrote in the chat, government's interference or trying to, yeah, that's right. With the SEC filing lawsuits against Coinbase and Binance, chain reaction happened in some of the altcoins. So that's what started all this. But again, I went over that in some detail on Friday. If you're in Crypt Nation, there were excellent explanations on Tuesday and Thursday calls as well. So I won't go over that any deeper than that. Let's see what we can do now. Okay, I'm on Altcoin Alert. I'm going to refresh. And I'm on the altcoin radar selection. And I've sorted by AA score. I'm looking for values 80 or higher. I haven't seen many of those in the last, 4 to 6 weeks. So I'll fudge a little and look at something that's in the high 70s. I've got that in Curve, Seller, Synthetics, Audio. These are all coins I like to trade anyway. Let's go ahead, and I think Seller tends to move the best out of these. So let's check that out real quick. I was looking at Rune earlier, but looks like that one fell off the list in the last half hour to an hour. All right, so Seller's had a nice pump up. On the 5-minute chart, I'm usually looking for dip trades. I'm looking for something that's gone down 3 times, the 1, 2, 3 dip. If you're on this call on my email list, you should have received a link to that. Watched it sometime in the last, I don't know, a few months to a year. That's usually a link to that free training is on my emails that contain the link to this Zoom call. I'm not seeing a really good entry for us at the moment, or a really good example of what I'm talking about in the recent past with Seller. It's pumping up hard, and this is not usually where I want to buy. I like to buy with a dip trade down here somewhere, but we don't have that at the moment. So what I'm going to do is we're going to look at the chart real quick to see if there's some places that it could retrace to so we can get a good entry. And I'm seeing some short-term support right about here. See all these touches, briefly goes through, comes back. It's kind of drawn to this area, this 0.01406 area, give or take. So that can be a place to put an alert. Right click, add an alert on Seller. I like round numbers, so I'd probably go with that, 1400. And I usually use my information source as a name and click create. And so when and if the price comes down to that level, you can look at the chart and reevaluate. And then there's a secondary support area right about here at 1374. So you could do a secondary alert there if you want. But my preference is to put alerts on indicators on the 15-minute chart. So we're going to look at 3 options for that. The first one I like is divergence. Divergence is a disagreement between the price action and the indicators, and it has a predictive feature to it. It's a contrarian way of trading, sort of like dip trading. And that's why I like it. I like those good entries when the coins have had pullbacks or look like they're going to. So on the 15-minute, I'm using this divergence from any indicators version 4 and this backup, multiple divergences, non-repaint by Peter O. And you can get both of those through the indicators here on TradingView. Type in divergence. And this is the one I use by Lonesome. And then the other one I like is this one here by Peter O. The downside is this divergence version 4 does repaint, which means as it gets new information, it'll move to the right, which kind of messes up back testing, but it's alert friendly, so I'm willing to tolerate that. And then I look at my non-repaint version to see if there's confirmation. So let's say this one goes off and I see that this one went off ahead of it. So I've got 2 divergence indicators telling me. So that's a trade I'd probably take, assuming I'm up at 5 a.m. And it makes this move down here 1% on the short side. So that would have been a successful trade for me. I'm trading leverage on usually 5x or 10x leverage. If you're new or new-ish to day trading, ignore what I just said about going short. You're going to want to be on a spot exchange like Coinbase or KuCoin and just taking long trades. And we have some bullish divergence here, so this would have been helpful in that regard. Let's say you take this one here at 8 o'clock last night, get a nice move up almost 3% there. You stayed in longer or took this one as well, then you get another 5%. So bullish divergence worked out really well here for spot trading and going along. If most of the people on this call are trading leverage, so we're going to usually trade in both directions. So we'll set up 2 alerts. I have negative divergence once per bar close. That'll stay on until you turn it off. And that's going to be my AA score purchase and negative divergence. And then if I want to go positive as well, or if I'm spot trading, scroll down here, collect this option, positive divergence, once per bar close, and AA score. And there you go. That's how you create an alert on divergence. And these all look pretty good. As far as in the recent past, I like to, before I choose a strategy, I want to take a quick look and see what they've done in the last couple of days. And these look pretty good to me. We don't know about this one yet. This one just triggered about 2 hours ago, and it's against us a little bit at the moment. All right, so that's divergence. I'm going to turn that off. If you prefer to trade with the trend is your friend, then I like the supertrend indicator. This is also alert friendly. As you can see, when it goes off on the buy side, it's 10:15 Saturday morning. You get a nice pump up 2% right off the bat. You stay in a little longer, it gets up 4%. That's a really good day trade, especially on a weekend where the volumes tend to be lower. If you're trading leverage, might have taken this short. Get your 1% there. Another 1% there. So this is doing well in both directions in the recent past. So for me, my alert would look like this. Add an alert, supertrend. I'm gonna go with the direction change. So each time it goes from buy to sell and sell to buy, the alert's gonna go off. A score purchase. That would be my alert. If you're trading spot or you just think it's going to be bullish, click on the buy, supertrend buy, once per bar close, same thing. Okay, so seller looks pretty good so far. And then the last means I use to get in is using the RSI in the 15-minute chart, because a lot of times when this alert triggers, if I go over to the 5-minute chart, it looks like a 1, 2, 3 dip. Either I'm getting in towards the tail end of it or right after. Right after it's starting to trend back, and I'll show you an example of that. Okay, I'm looking for a dip below the 30 value, which is usually considered oversold, and then a bounce back up. I'm pretty close on that here. So I would have gotten in right about here. And as you can see, we get a really nice move, 4% in an hour. That's a great day trade. And we've got a dip here. This is where it goes above the 70 value and then drops. 70 is considered overbought, and then it drops down, and we get that right about here. And that's a good entry. 1.8%. Again, I'm going to be on leverage on anything going short or a sell, and then that's 1% move times 10x leverage, 10%. We love 10% day trades. We're going to pile those up and build that balance. Okay, and then we don't have any dipping below the 30 here. If I get close, say 31 or 32, I might set that alert. But our lowest one is 33.7. I think that's too far away, so I'm not going to set that. I do have a break here above the 70 or right at 70. Let's look at that. It's just below it. So this, I might set something at maybe 68 or 69. I need to show you how to do an alert. I forgot to do that. So on spot trading, if you just want to catch one of these dips that goes back up, you right click on RSI. You're going to be crossing up from the 30 once per bar close, and it's our AA score. So that's how you do that. So what happens in this situation is it dips down below that 30, and then when it comes back up, then the alert goes off, and that tells you it's recovering from the dip, and that's where you want to get in. Now, if you want to trade both directions, then we're going to enter a channel, and the upper is going to be 70, and the lower is going to be 30. AA score. And I'm going to create this alert because I want to show it to you. Creates this triangle here. So when it drops below the 30 and comes back up, it'll give you an alert then. If it shoots above the 70, drops back down like it does here, that alert will go off as well. So, and if my examples aren't quite making it, I can alter that alert. Maybe I go with 68 and 32. And you can see there's an adjustment here, and that way I would have caught these dips here. And I would have caught this one too. As you can see, we get that nice move down. So, and you might want to keep an eye on this. We're currently over the 70 value on seller, so it wouldn't surprise me if that dropped below, and it could be a potential short trade. So any questions on seller? I think all three of those strategies would have worked in the last couple of days. Okay, I got a little bit of a late start, so I'm going to go through two more, and then a couple on iCoinPro. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly, so stop me if you have questions. So that was the Altcoin Alert AA score. You can look at some of the other sorts as well. Another one I like is social activity. I'm going to match that with trading activity. So social activity is, you can hover over these to see what they are. It's essentially what people are talking about and what people are actually doing trading wise. If they match up, if I get fire and a thumbs up, then that's something I want to look at in more detail. XVS is something I used to trade on Binance, but I haven't traded on Binance in a couple of years. And Lena, I think, is also on Binance, but that's up 38%. I think we missed that one. But I've got XVS up already. Let's go ahead and check that out. 5-minute chart kind of looks like what we just saw with seller. Could have a price alert here around 339, or in this vicinity here around 319, 320. On the 15-minute chart with our indicators, if you're trading spot, bullish divergence looks pretty good. You know, you would have gotten your 3% here, and there's a really good resistance. And this is how I usually choose where I get out. Show this to you real quick. All right, I've drawn a line here, and there's multiple touches here, right about 330, 339. So, you know, touch here, almost made it here, another touch here, another touch here. So when I take this trade or any of these bullish divergences, I'm going to be looking at this area as an exit. So in that scenario, you know, I choose that and I get 5.6%. It's a great day trade. If you're on leverage on this, it's even better. So yeah, that resistance was really well defined here on the 15-minute chart. I often do these on the 5-minute chart, but I've been doing them more frequently on a little bit of swing trading I've been doing on the 15, 30, and hour charts. So if you see this support, this resistance, you can use that as your exit on a day trade. I'm gonna get out of that. And there's also this indicator. I haven't talked about it in a while. LuxAlgo has support and resistance. And the red lines here, it's kind of hard to see, are showing you resistance. And it's right about where I showed it to you right here. So, and if you want to add that to your chart, just type in support on your indicators. And it's this LuxAlgo. That's the one I'm talking about. LuxAlgo is primarily a paid service, but they have a lot of free indicators too that are pretty good. Okay, so that's divergence. Let's look at supertrend. Supertrend doesn't usually fire off as much as divergence, but again, it's better for trend trading. And you also want to look at other indicators to confirm. Like we have this buy signal here. RSI is trending up. So I'll use my vertical line real quick. RSI is trending up, and this is squeeze momentum indicator I've been using for momentum is bright green. So that's confirmation. Get in, you know, look at the past to see, you know, I'm seeing some resistance here. Maybe that's where and then there's some resistance way up here. That's pretty ambitious. But had I taken that one, yeah, 3%-ish in an hour. That's a great day trade. So, all right, get rid of that. So if you're trading leverage on Binance, looks like you can pick up 1% on these sell alerts as well. So that's good stuff. And then on our RSI, most of them, well, this one dropped below the 30 and then shot up. That's a really good move there. And this one bounced up and then dropped. So that looks pretty good too. So all three strategies look pretty good on XVS. As a contrarian, I might be leaning towards divergence on this one, but supertrend looks pretty good too. Any questions on XVS? Okay, we'll do one more actually on Altcoin Alert, then we'll head over to iCoinPro. Take a quick look at 1 hour projected range. This can be good for scalping. Okay, this is intriguing. 2%. of an average. Both low and the high are positive. So AA is pretty confident about this one. It's going to go up. Let's look at TRB real quick. It's been a while since I've traded this one, but I thought it was on my list. It is not. It's on Coinbase, Binance. It's on most of the usual suspects. Look at the Binance chart. Need to get the USD. Most of us use USD pairs. So that's one I should bring up. Yeah, all of the charts are looking like this. They've had a nice move up last few hours. Get back my 5-minute chart. Yeah, way up here, above the top Bollinger Band, drifting down a little bit. So I'm not seeing a dip sequence here. That could be a 1, 2, 3 pump and a drop. I don't talk about that as much. But yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, and then get in on a short. And yeah, I got 0.5% so far, not bad. Okay, let's go to a quick look at the potential retraces, potential here at 882. And again here at 859. So those could be good options for price alerts. On the 15-minute with indicators, these all look pretty good except this one. Yeah, you're probably still in this one or stopped out. So that's a concern, but the rest of them all had nice moves in the predicted direction. This one you might have had to stay in a little longer. Yeah, 1.7, I probably would have been out of that. If you're on a spot trade, maybe you have to wait till this one kicks in. But 3% in 15 hours is a good day trade. Okay, let's check out supertrend. The buys are okay. Yeah, that would have been a quick profit for me. If you're staying in on the spot trade, you might be in this one. If you're looking for that 3%, yeah, you're probably not for a couple days. And then on RSI, get that vertical line back here. I didn't use it last time and it might have been hard to see. Not sure if it would have broken there, but that looks like a pretty good day trade. Another break here. Yeah, that's a good move down. This is a really good move up. You're probably still in that trade if you took that move down. And it's above the 70 on the 15-minute as we speak. So this could be a potential short if you want to check it out. Okay, any questions on TRB or Altcoin Alert before we head over to iCoinPro? Okay, iCoinPro, the home of the 1, 2, 3 dip. There's 2 information sources I like to use to find trades: the RSI Spy and the Buddy Coin Crawler. The RSI Spy I use far more than that one, so I'm going to refresh and see what we got going. Okay, so this is sorting all the coins, and I'm using Binance because if it's on Binance, that's the biggest one. If you're trading spot on Coinbase, go ahead and use Coinbase Pro. I trade a lot on, at least I was trading on Bybit and on BitGet, and there's a lot of overlap with Binance, so I've been using the Binance to find these coins. On the 1-hour RSI, that's the same thing I was showing you in the 15-minute chart, but on a longer time frame. So it's something dipped below the RSI. It's probably due for a recovery. We've got 2 that have dipped below the 1 hour. That's Rune and KMD. Rune I trade from time to time. We'll take a quick look at that one. This has been trending down, which is why it's okay. It looks like the trend down stopped about here, and now it's trying to recover. So this is the kind of dip sequence I'm looking for, the 1, 2, 3 dip. See, it kind of slogs down here, but it breaks above the SMA line, so that negates the dip. And then we're still in a bit of a squeeze, and then it bubbles out here. So that's a 1, 2, 3. Not sure if we're gonna count this one. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Actually, a 4 dipper. I probably would have gotten in here a little earlier. Yeah, and then you look at there's some resistance here. So maybe I get out there, maybe not on a spot trade. On a on a leverage trade, I would have gotten out here at the 1%. That's the kind of thing we're looking for. We're too late now, but had this call started a couple hours ago, we would have been, well, actually about 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, we would have caught that. Okay, so we've got obvious support here. If you want to use a price alert, about 83
Hey, CJ,
cents. Yo,
do you ever use Trade Finder on iCoinPro?
no, I think well, it asks you to choose the coins. It's what I don't like about it. And I don't want to choose the coins. I want them to find me the coins. So,
Really?
yeah.
You're the one that gives you the list of which one's squeezing and which one's dipping and which one's, that what you're talking about?
You can, but you have to select the coins that it's going to follow. So
I
if
just
you
let it
have,
all go and I just sort it myself.
you can do it that way if you want. And it's also really slow to load. So that's, in theory, it should work really well, but at least for me, I think it's a bit too slow. I like these better, but that's, what he's talking about is this here, Trade Finder.
I don't pay the premium. That's why I don't have the
Okay.
RSI SPY and the.
Okay. The last time I used this, I had these currencies in here, and that's quite a while ago, but you have to add all these, and you can select all if you want, and then sort them out like Christopher said, but I don't really care to do it that way. So where was I? The RSI SPY. Okay. Let's see. I wasn't done with Rune. So let's go to our 15-minute chart and see what we can do with indicators. Okay, I'm not sure if these longs would have done very well. You're probably in that. Maybe you ladder buy here, and then you get out here. Ladder buying is a strategy that one can use to make additional purchases, and that'll lower the overall profit. Does have some risks. Most traders prefer stop losses, but if you go through the iCoinPro training, they'll talk to you about the trading view or the ladder buying technique to buy additional purchases and get out with an average profit. I've got multiple videos on that from 2020 and 2021 if you want to check those out. I'm not going to go into detail for the moment because I don't quite have the time, but these look pretty good. 1% here and 1% here. So pretty good on divergence. On supertrend, not good there. Dropped 2%. Maybe would have gotten out with a ladder buy here. This is a really bad entry on this one. Yeah, I probably would have been stopped out of that. Don't like a super trend for Rune. And then RSI. We've got an entry here. Yeah, I would have got out with that one. 130 at 1%. And another entry here. Nah, that one goes against me. Another entry here. Maybe I get out and profit on this one. Not quite. And then the last one, this one fired off, well, a couple hours, about 3 hours ago, and that would have been successful. So with some money management, some additional purchases, those trades would have probably all resolved in profit eventually, but not loving either supertrend or RSI. I think divergence had the best indicator or the best entries. Any questions on Rune? Okay. And the other one I like is the Buddy Coin Crawler. They've got some goofy names for things like this. But Buddy Coins is slang in this group for the coins you're following in a particular day. You choose 3 or 4 coins based on some of this information. Those are the Buddy Coins. You set alerts and you follow them throughout the day. So I'm going to sort by the low to SMA. Low is a 24-hour low. The SMA is that red line you see between the Bollinger Bands. And I'm looking for usually above 3 to 4%. And I'm also looking for something I know is on a leverage exchange. And I don't know if KMD is or not. I know Dusk is, but 3% is not that great. I'll take a look at Dusk though. Then we'll wrap it up. Okay, 5-minute chart. Going sideways. Not much room. It's kind of squeezy, not really giving us any indication where it's going to go. Short-term support's pretty close to where the coin is right now. So if you want to do a price alert, maybe you go down here to this support. Just below 10 cents. Okay, in the 15-minute. Divergence. Looks pretty good. Well, this one would take you on a ride. Actually, my management system would have ladder bought there, and then I'd have been out here. Probably. That looks really good. This long looks good. So yeah, divergence looks good on Dusk. On Supertrend, kind of noisy in this vicinity. But if you're trading spot, take this buy. Goes against it first, and 2%. And this drama, and big pump. So probably would have gotten 3% at least around here after about a day. You know, not bad, but not great. And this would have been a better entry. Well, actually about the same. This would have been a better entry. That's what I meant. Yeah, nice shot up here. And then if you're trading both directions, I think all the shorts do well eventually. This one would have been close to squeezing me out or taking me out, but then it makes a recovery on the downside. Does really well. And then that's a winner too. So I like divergence on Dusk, or super trend on Dusk. And then on RSI, get a pump here. That's a nice move. A drop here. That's a nice move down. And then a pump here. That's a great move up. So at least those 3 trades look really good. A dip here from the top. It goes against you first and comes back down. So there's 3 entries for that short. This one, and this one, and then eventually caught that move down here. So RSI looks pretty good. There's just aren't that many entries in the last few days. That's the downside of that strategy. That's why I don't just do the 1, 2, 3 dips, as much as I like it, but it just doesn't trigger enough. So that's why I added supertrend and divergence to try to get more trades. Okay, any questions on Dusk or anything I've talked about with Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro?
I have a ladder buy question.
Okay.
When you ladder buy in each additional purchase, do you do 100%? Do you 200% it? How much do you do? I've always been curious about this.
I usually do 100%. So of the original entry price. So if
Right.
I do a
So if you bought it
$10,
at $10,
yeah, if I do a $10 trade, all my other purchases are $10 and $10. I do have strategies that increase those. But that's kind of outside the scope of this, but
Thank you.
generally speaking, yeah. And if I'm doing them by the chart, by what I'm not, support and resistance, then I'll choose specific locations for those ladder buys. Otherwise, I have an automated system that does that for me, but that's based on a specific percentage. So, okay, good question. Any other questions? All right, I will wrap it up here. If you're watching on the recording, thanks for doing that. Hope to see you live next time. But check out the opportunities listed in the pinned comment. They help support the channel. If you're a Carbon member, stick around. We'll talk about that next. Have a good one.